so here we have a black squirrel, and this is going to be a full body mount. I've had on our YouTube page, we've had some people ask about skinning out for a full body mount. So I am going to show you how I prep and skin out for a full body mount. So this squirrel here is going to be skinned out, and it is going to be climbing up. So I am going to skin it on the belly. Since this is the part that's going to be showing, I don't want to mess up this fur here, the part that's going to be showing. So what I am going to do first is, of course, take my measurements. And for squirrels, for their forms, we need the C and the D measurements. The C are for the circumference around the middle of the waist here, and then the D measurement is from the tip of the nose to the base of the tail. So right here, you can feel where that base of that tail is, and it's 12.5 from the tip of the nose to the base of that tail. And that's the D, 12.5, okay? And then what I do is I lift the little guy up, or in this case, I think it's a little girl. Actually, it's a pretty big girl. And then we're gonna go around the waist, and that is 9. So the circumference around the waist is a 9. So the C and the D measurement is what I need for this form. Okay, and like I said, this customer is going to want it climbing up a tree in that form will be ordered specifically for this squirrel. So now that I've got those measurements, I can flip her over, and yes, it is a female. Very nice specimen. It's got a nice coat, very long tail. And it looks like it was a nice headshot, so it's in great condition for mounting. So I just kind of look it over real quick to see what I've got to deal with. And then what I do is I go ahead and I kind of pinch the skin a little bit. Use my scalpel for this. Remember, you want to try not to cut the hair. And I'm going to just go ahead and make, if I can, it's coming out of my hands. Then I can come back with my knife, and I can just go ahead and come up the belly here. And as you can see, I'm not perforating the bow at all. I'm just coming right underneath the skin, finding that little pocket. See, there's a little pocket between the stomach membrane wall and the skin. And I just kind of run my knife up there and then gently pull up like that. And it starts separating. And then once I start, I'm just gonna go ahead and, before I just start taking video of me skinning, but then I'm gonna need to change my blade out. And then I just go ahead and start separating the skin from all that membrane there, like that. And I just start skinning it out. And then I'll start working down the legs and pulling that out. Basically, you're turning it inside out. because look, here is, she's got babies in her. And I'm gonna go ahead and take these out because when I go to flesh her, it will, you don't want to hit that stuff with your knife or your fleshing because it will dull real quick. But apparently, so the BBs, that's pellets from the shotgun. Apparently, looks very small, so it looks like probably 410 or I don't know what he shot it with, but my guess would probably be, if it's squirrel hunting, probably a 410. Squirrels and rabbits are actually really easy to skin, but I don't like just pulling it off because you can risk tearing. A lot of people just, oh, you can just pull it. Well, I don't like to do that because you can damage. Not if I'm mounting it, you know what I mean? If I'm skinning it to eat, that's one thing. You're always just following, you can see the connective tissues. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As you pull, that's what you're following, and just lightly grazing across because you don't want to damage, you don't want to pop a hole in that. You're always just...
It looks like a chicken wing.
Yeah. Squirrel, good eating. Tastes like chicken to me. That rabbit, squirrel and rabbit, good. I'm just lightly following those connective tissues because I do not want to pop a hole. I pull, see how I pull until they, you see how I do that?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like when you're taking the silver skin off of meat.
It's very satisfying. I love skinning because it's, I don't know, it's just a very satisfying, to me it is. Like when you're peeling somebody's back after sunburn or something. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that for me. Kind of pull gently. See? Mm-hmm. Pull that down. So you get about to the pads. And you don't want to pour them because then you'll tear it. There's pads on the feet. If you try to pull, it'll tear. See that pad right there? Mm-hmm. You'll see it because it's, you can see the difference of color. You just have to be really careful because, see, there's another one, the foot pads. You gotta make sure you cut those because they will tear. Just work slowly down to the toes. and then we'll clip them off at the little toe bones. So that you keep the last little toe bones on there. And when you mount it on the form, you'll pack the rest of the foot with clay. But you want to keep like the last, so that you keep the nails intact. But now we're down to the toes. That's the first knuckle. See, it's bending. A lot of little tendons and ligaments in the feet. So you got to work around all them. I'm getting down to where I'm about to cut them off, because that little toe right there is at the end. What do I do with my little? I just used my little, see, I'll clip it. I'll keep it so that I don't, oh, got a little tendon there. And then this one's at the end too. I'll cut that one. These feel like they can go down just a little bit more. That one, just gonna scrape it down. So now I'm gonna cut them down to the last knuckle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut them off. And here, I'll show you real quick what it's gonna look like. If I turn it inside out, I just kind of pinch it and wobble wobble. Work that little foot right back up and pop it out, maybe, of course. Must be balled up in there. Here it comes. Boop. Ah! There's your little skinned out foot. That's how I do it. I leave the whole thing intact. My only incision is going to be this one, so that it's not as much sewing. Then I'm going to keep working around. Alright, now that I've got the back leg skinned off, I'm going to start, before I start working my way up, I'm going to go ahead and use my little tail stripper here, and I put it on there. You don't want to pinch it hard, especially on a small animal like this. You might break the bones or just cut it off altogether. But I just lightly hold it, and then I'm gonna take my thumb and just put slight pressure and pull. And see, that skins out your tail nice. So there, we've got the back half released from all skinned out and released with just one incision on the stomach. And now, we can see we got more pellets in there. I've been picking pellets out, but I'm just going to go ahead now and keep because this is the most time consuming part, especially on these small. I mean, they're pretty quick to skin out. Your rabbits, your squirrels, and stuff like this, possum. But your most time consuming part is going to be your tail and your back legs, and then you pretty much just zip right through the rest of it and keep following through with the rest of it. Just like I said, you can, if you keep a little bit of tension on it, you can see where those fibers turn white, and sometimes with these smaller needles you can pull them apart, but I like to just put a little tension with my blade and give it a little cut, but it'll show you where you need to cut. But it'll pop, and there's another little pellet in the, so we'll get that. I'm gonna release that and pop that out. Add it to my collection, and I'm gonna keep going with the rest of it. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do, or actually, no, because you see how much meat they have around there. It's not like a deer or something where you come in and can start. So what I do is come from the back of the head up. I'm just going to keep coming this way. But you gotta feel for the ear, the bases. And let me check, just always have like a reference of where they are, because I'll show you how to skin around those. Make sure you get your ear bases. There's always a lot of fat at the, that's how you can tell you're getting it close to the ears too, because there's always that kind of, it's almost like a gland. It's almost like a gland there. And then you can see, I'm just gonna make sure that, yeah, see there's the ear right there. So I know I'm gonna come down here. That's the base of the ear right there. I want to make sure. I want to get that whole, all that cartilage, the ear cartilage out. Get this stuff out of the way so you can see better. And these could be like all the saliva glands or scent glands or whatever, but there's always a big gland. There's the cartilage for the ear right there. I just released it. That's the ear canal. And then there's a big muscle behind. But you want to watch. You just don't want to, because then you'll cut the whole ear off. But you're going to need that for mounting too. And then so the next milestone is going to be the eyes. Once you get around the ear. And I always check. So I'm coming up on the back of the eye right now. And the squirrel eyes are always the hand-blown glass eyes, but you're still going to need tucking skin. Let's see if we can get this off more so you can see more. So there's the eye socket. That's the skin in the eye. I'm gonna come down on the eye and make sure I cut that skin out. I want that skin. That's this squirrel skull is so compact, it's hard to. But that's the. Oh, there's the cornea, a little eyeball. But that's okay, because I want that skin. See all that tucking skin I got around the eye? I got the whole inside of the eye socket. And it's a lot, but in these cases with these smaller critters, when you're working in a compact spot, it's better to get too much than not enough. I'd rather get all of it than cut half the eye out. Or lose your eyelashes or something, you know what I mean? I'd rather just dig the eye out and that eye we left intact. I think he was shot in the other one, so it was a little harder to see. Yeah, see, he was shot in that one. That's why it was so hard to see in that one. This one is a lot cleaner. And then we're getting to the nose, and then just like anything else, once you reach the cartilage, you're just going to cut through it. Got a lot of muscle in their little mouths. Now you see how they can bite. Look at those cheek muscles. Their bite force for such a little, I mean, they're like little, look at that muscle they have in their head and their cheeks, their jowls. You know why they can chew through the stuff that they can chew through. All right, we're about to release. Very careful. There it is. Just the cartilage on the end of the nose. Paper's wrapping, tangling up in it. Got some nasty teeth on them. Start cutting away from them. Look at them. And squirrels, it's almost like their teeth are through. You see what I'm saying? They're you can like release them from those. And we'll turn them out. And everything's intact. We got the nose, the ears, the eyes, and all we have is that one incision on the tummy. And that's our pill. As you can see, there are big things going on here at K&C Taxidermy, so make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications on everything that's going on here at K&C Taxidermy. We'll see you then.